What's on guys, we're back with a brand new video. In today's video we're back with the redrafts. These have been very fun to make and you guys seem to love them, so I'll continue doing them. So this man recommended me to do the 2016 draft, so of course I listen to everyone that comments and I'm doing the 2016 draft. So make sure to drop a like if you want me to keep on doing these redrafts. Comment down below what you think of my redraft, and at the end of the video comment your redraft or what your top 10 would be for this draft. And we're close to 200 subscribers, or when this video comes out we might have just hit 200 subscribers. So anyway, thank you for anyone that has subscribed, and if we have not hit 200 subscribers yet, keep on subscribing. If we have hit 200 subscribers, subscribe anyway, because we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers eventually sometime in the near future. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight in this video. First up, at pick 10, I've chosen Josh Battle. He was originally picked 39, but he was projected to go way higher, and he ended up slipping all the way to 39. And he has developed into probably one of the best utility players in the game. If you watch any St Kilda games this year, you've seen that he takes an intercept mark down one end of the ground, and next minute he leads up at the footy and takes a huge contested mark in the forward line. This man has some of the best endurance in the AFL. He runs all day. Last year he developed into a great intercept mark key defender, but with the additions of Dougal Howard and Jake Carlisle, he got switched into a utility role where wherever the Brett Ratton tells him to go, he goes, and he does his job perfectly. He ended up kicking, I think, around 12 to 13 goals while rarely playing forward. There's a few games where he comes in forward. One of the games that I really saw was Gold Coast Suns, where he took this 2 clutch contested grabs and kicked 2 goals, and then he just runs all day. And I feel like this man is criminally underrated. So if you wonder why Josh Battle's number 10, you should just watch more St Kilda games, or search up some Josh Battle highlights, and you'll get an absolute shock about how good this man actually is. Next up, at pick number 9, I've chosen with Tim English. He was originally picked 19, and before every Bulldog fan roasts me in the comments or hates on me for putting him at number 9, I can't justify putting him. I understand his around the ground capabilities, I understand how good he is around the ground, he plays it almost like another midfielder at the stoppage, but I can't justify putting a ruckman, an AFL ruckman that can barely win a hit out, gets monstered, loses games off his own boot or off his own hand because he cannot stop the other team's ruckman from the midfield. The Bulldogs have the hands down best midfield in the comp, but the only reason they don't win games is because no one can get them the ball. That's why they picked up Stephen Martin, and that will very help the Bulldogs this year, because there's a ruckman that can actually hit their midfielders the ball. So you'll see a lot of their midfielders actually get up in disposals. But I cannot justify putting Tim English. In a few years, when he probably puts on a bit of size and he learns how to win a hit out, I can justify putting him higher, but currently I cannot put Tim English higher up than 9th. Next up, at number 8, I've chosen Simkim. A few years ago you would know we need to put him here, but last year he had run a breakout year. He's one of the most underrated midfielders in the comp. And I think he got his career high Brownlow votes this year and led North in their Brownlow votes this year, which is absolutely amazing for North to have a player like Jai Simkim in their club finally developing. He's an elite. He's a clean midfielder. He can kick goals. He's a great by foot, and he's a clearance beast. So it'll be interesting to see what Jai Simkim does next year after another healthy, good pre-season, because he's finally showing signs of being an elite midfielder, and that's why I put him at 8. Next up, at number 7, I've gone with Jordan Ridley, who was originally picked 22, and this year he's developed into an almost all-Australian caliber halfback. I'm pretty sure he was nominated, he was in the 40-man squad, which is absolutely ridiculous. Last year, if he did this redraft, he would not even be anywhere near the top 10, but after his season, you're like, holy, where has this man been for Essendon all the years? I think this was his first full season. I think before this season he played 4 games. I'm not quite sure why that is. I don't know if he was injured, or I don't know if he just wasn't getting games in this team, but for whatever reason it was worth the wait, because this man has developed into one of the best halfbacks in the league. He's a great intercept marker. I think he was top 3 in intercept marks this year, and top 3 in marks in total for the year. And he's a beautiful kick of the footy. Hits a target like no one else, so that's why I've chosen him at number 7. At number 6, I've gone with Bolton. He was originally picked 29 and ended up being an absolute steal. He's one of the most much-watched players in the AFL right now. He puts bums on seats. He can kick goals from pretty much anywhere. And the thing that really helped him this year to break out was the injury of Shane Edwards, because as soon as he went out, he got time in the midfield, and he's so damaging by foot. No one can tackle him because he's so crafty with the way he moves. His agility is off the charts. The way he moves with the footy, the way he moves around the ground, he has a huge boot on him. I think it was, I can't remember what it was, but he kicked a goal from literally the centre circle in one of these games. You're like, Jesus, man, this bloke is electrifying, and he could easily push up. People almost put him in All-Australian talks, but it was pretty much his second half of the year is when he really broke out. He also, not many people know this, but after his pretty poor form in early rounds this year, he did get dropped, but as soon as he came back after getting dropped, he turned to an absolute star. So that's why I put him at number 6. At number 5 is the original Rising Star winner, which is Andrew Mcgraw. He was originally pick 1 in the draft, and for the first year you thought he was definitely the pick 1. But in recent years, he kind of had a little bit of a breakout year this year, but in recent times, he kind of got overtook as the number 1 pick. There's a few other players in this draft that have kind of developed quicker than him. Like, he's still a great player. Essendon fans, do not hate on me that I put him at 5. Because I'm not saying he's a bad player, I'm just saying there's 4 other people in this draft that have developed quicker and are currently better. But it does not mean that Andrew Mcgraw will not end up being the best player in this draft. It's just currently, right now, I just have him as the 5th best player in this draft. But he has the capabilities to easily be the best player in this draft. We'll just have to wait and see. Next up at number 4 is Luke Ryan. He was originally picked 66 and probably is one of the biggest draft steals of all time. He has developed into one of the best lockdown to intercept players in the game. It's weird how he broke out, because this is his year that he broke out and ended up being a 2020 All-Australian. He is one of 2 All-Australians in this draft class, which is absolutely amazing for being a pick 66 in the draft. He's developed into one of the best interceptors in the game. Will be able to lock down the opponent's other best forward. He's very undersized. He's usually meant to be playing as like the 3rd to 4th tall, but since of the injuries of Alex Pearce and Joel Hamling this year, he has been taking the best defender and has done his job absolutely perfectly this year. So he's been an undersized, almost like what Dane Rampe had to do this year, but he's done his job perfectly, and which earned him an All-Australian blazer. So this is absolute steal. Next up at number 3, I have Tom Stewart. He's a dual All-Australian, and he was picked at pick 40 as a mature age recruit, but no one would have picked at what he's done so far, being a 2-time All-Australian. He's almost like another like Luke Ryan. He can play on the other team's best best tall, even though he's a bit undersized at 190, but he has the strength, he has the marking ability, he has the defensive capability to be able to play on anyone, tall or small. He can lock up someone like Eddie Betts as small, or he can lock up a big guy like Lance Franklin. He can do it all, and this is why I've chosen him number 3. Any team that could pick someone like this would pick him in a heartbeat, and it's almost amazing that he got picked that late at pick 40. Now looking at it now. At pick number 2, I've gone with Hugh McCluggage. He was originally picked number 3, and I was so close to putting this man number 1. He's been nominated for the All-Australian team once in his career so far, and I think that was in 2019. I don't think he got nominated this year, but he's an absolute star. He's a wingman. He'll eventually develop into a full-time midfielder in the guts, but right now him and Lachie Neale are just a big tandem around the ground. The only problem with him is his goal kicking ability. He can get on the scoreboard, but his set shots and kicking on the run are very, very bad. I think he kicked like something like, I think it was like 8 goals 20 or something, which getting that many shots on goal is ridiculous in itself. But until he starts actually hitting them consistently like that, I just can't put this man at number 1 just yet. But I almost did, because his field kicking is amazing, so it's weird why he can't kick goals. But this man is an absolute star of the competition. I can see this man definitely winning a Brownlow medal in the next couple of years, or the next few years, when he eventually hits his prime, and he was definitely worth the pick 3. At pick 1, I've gone with Tim Taranto who kind of missed half this year with a shoulder surgery that he had because he injured his shoulder in the preseason. But if he didn't get injured, I reckon he would have been up there for the Brownlow. His 2019 year was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely ridiculous how good he was. And he won the BNF in a year where they made the grand final. So a grand final team, he was the best player according to the club, which is absolutely ridiculous for a man that was like, I think he was like 21 or 22 at the time, which is he's one of the youngest BNF winners of all time, which is absolutely ridiculous. I think what really makes him special is how good he is at obviously winning the ball in the middle, his contested ball winning ability, but also that he has the ability to push forward, kind of like Dustin Martin, and go one out in the square and outmuscle his opponent to kick a goal. And his marking ability is great for that. He's not scared of a contest. His tackling's amazing. He's just an all-around built midfielder. I could definitely see this man winning a Brownlow in the future once he gets his shoulders right. And he has a full pre-season, so watch out for this man in 2021. He will be absolutely ridiculous. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to go down below and comment your top 10 below, because I love reading every single comment on this video. Don't hate me if I got something that you didn't think was right. Just put your opinion down below, because at the end of the day, I'm no expert. This is just opinion based. And I love reading comments. Make sure to drop a like on this video so it gets shared around with more people, and show it to your friends if they like the AFL content, because I upload daily AFL content every single day over the off season, and then I'll be doing it even more when the actual season starts. And if we are not yet 200 subscribers yet, subscribe. And we are at 200 subscribers, subscribe, because we're on the road to 300 subscribers is the next goal after 200, and right now the 200 subscribers is the goal at the time recording this video. So can we please hit that? It'll absolutely make my day if we do that before New Year's. Yeah, so that's been it, guys. Make sure to drop a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.